Hello YouTube! Just a few updates before we get into the video. I'm finally doing a bunch of stuff for my online presence that I should have done ages ago. I've set up a card with some helpful links that you can find in my bio on my socials, including here on YouTube. There you will find a form for anyone interested in commissions. As of right now, I'm offering full color busts, half body, and full body character illustrations, just to keep things simple for now. But in the future, I may broaden the spectrum of what I have available to choose from. The link in the card will take you to a Google form where I'll let you know what I'll be doing on my end, and you can tell me all about what you would like to see from me. I also wanted to let you know that I have a new print available in my Big Cartel. It's a glossy 8.5 by 11-inch poster of our girlies rocking some cute, sporty loungewear in the pink void, with a fun holographic overlay. This piece was so much fun to draw, and I am so happy with how the final result came out. It's the first time I've used cat print for prints, and I just adore the quality of these guys. Okay, that's it. Thanks for listening to my little intro. Here's a code for 10% off the print. Toralei Stripe is not a character I ever thought I would like this much. Her Gen 1 character always annoyed me, to be honest. It sucked because I'm a cat person through and through. I've always had them as pets, and I find them very relatable. Every kitty has a different personality. My baby girl Ida is shy at first, but once she gets to know you, she'll follow you around for hours and get grumpy when you don't give her enough attention. And her brother, my baby boy Merlin, is a sweet, friendly guy who loves to run around and be silly, eat cardboard, and then sleep the day away. Ida likes to play fetch, Merlin likes to drink from the sink, Toralei likes to lower your self-esteem. She just wasn't a character I found interesting. I really didn't even know anything about her other than mean cat until the reboot. I wonder if part of that reason is because I hated her haircut. You can be an antagonist, a mean-spirited cat that'll lash out and scheme, but do not come at me with that Karen pixie. Okay, maybe I'm just salty that when I tried to get one in middle school, the guy at the salon said no and gave me a cut I absolutely hated, but who knows, maybe it was for the best. Anyways, Gen 3 Toralei has become one of my favorite characters, and I really wanted to focus mostly on her new look when I decided to draw her. I like how they kept her standoffish, but made it feel more like a kid that's got something to prove than someone who just wants to cause mischief for fun. She still definitely does get up to no good, but it clearly comes from her fear of change. It's interesting to me that they gave her this image that seems to be trying to give off rebellious bad girl vibes like her original did, but she spends the first half of season 1 being such a stickler for the rules of Monster Society that she functions as a full-blown antagonist for the main ghouls. She does rebel though, at least in her home life. In Gen 3, Toralei's mother, Katarina, is the leader of all were-monsters, and she relishes in her power. Toralei mentions how they used to be closer, but ever since her mother became were-ruler, it felt like she had been tossed aside. Her mommy issues are the thing that led her to developing a friendship with Claudine, despite their family's long-standing feud. In fact, Claudine's mother was the one that Katarina had taken power from. I've mentioned before how I always wholeheartedly shipped Claudine and Draculaura, and I really thought they should end up as a couple, but in this new generation, I just don't. The characters are changed so drastically, which for the most part I love, and now they really have a true story and character arcs to go on. And Toralei's has me absolutely in love with her and Claudine as a couple. Did you guys see the comic that came out for them? I'm not sure why they did it with their Gen 1 versions when Gen 3 seems to be setting them up anyway, but it's still pretty fun. The way their relationship is coming along in the show is definitely giving Lumity to me, which is honestly an all-timer when it comes to cartoon romances, at least for me. I love the Owl House. Toralei's arc is pretty similar to Amity's in general. A bully that's constantly trying to prove herself to her toxic mother, strives to be an overachiever but can't seem to overcome her insecurities, and ends up falling for an Afro-Latina human with an affinity for purple. She even has a friend that she's only with because of an arrangement, but it isn't true friendship, and 2 quirky, bickering relatives that try to support her and help her become a better person. It's why I gave her a half-up, half-down bob, a reference to Amity's season 1 hairstyle. It's a little bit messier, with her hair being wavy too, to complement her more rock and roll kind of style, or whatever you would call it. I passed on giving her a jacket since I feel like she always has one, and I really wanted to showcase her other kind of coat. Her last name is Stripe, but where are they? I get that it could be too much for the show to go as far as I do with them, but in my opinion, the girl should have more stripes. In Gen 1, she's more covered, so you wouldn't be able to see them anyway, but I guess they did give her the stripes in her hair, which are pretty iconic, even if I don't like the cut and I didn't want to go with that direction. Growing up, I was a major Warrior Cats fan, and cat genetics is still pretty interesting to me. Toralei is an orange tabby. In order for a cat to be a solid color, they have to have two of the recessive version of the In order for a cat to be a solid color, they have to have two of the recessive version of the agouti gene. However, the gene that makes them ginger will always bring out a tabby pattern. There is no such thing as a solid orange cat. There are two groupings when it comes to the color of a kitty's fur, red and black. These two groups can be expressed in lots of different ways. The gene for ginger fur is dominant and on the X chromosome, so if a male kitty has it, it will completely override any black genotypes that may be on that Y chromosome. That's why you won't ever see a calico or tortoiseshell boy cat. They just can't express both orange and black at the same time. If there are two X chromosomes, then the orange gene won't overpower the black, but merge with it. So a male cat will either display red or black traits straight up, and it's much more common for orange cats to be boys. Only about 20% of orange cats are female, so Toralei is a special kitty indeed. And since she is, we know that even though we haven't seen her dad, he's orange too. Okay, enough about cat genetics. Let's talk design. When I did the werewolves, I really struggled with their faces. I'm not very experienced at drawing dogs, and I think I leaned too far into the canine look for them. So for Toralei, I wanted to make sure I gave her cat-like features, but I wanted to keep it more balanced with human proportions than I did with the canines. Somehow. I like that I got to go to the species for them and what kind of wolves they were, but with Toralei, it's just the fact that she's orange. I gave her silver jewelry since I thought it would pop more against her extremely warm colors, and werecats to me don't have the same association with being vulnerable to it that werewolves do. If you remember, my Claudine only had gold jewelry for that reason. Actually, there are some other connections her look has to Claudine. Both are wearing purple and fishnets, as well as patterned skirts. I really like the idea of characters that are meant to be pairs having complementary colors, but something I'm really a sucker for is when there are parts of their outfits that they can share. I did it with Timmy and Tekna's civilian designs, with Timmy having a cardigan that she could often be seen wearing since she gets cold easy, and these versions of Claudine and Toralei have something similar. Claudine wears a big purple trench coat that I think would be really cute to see Toralei wear every now and then, and it makes up for me not giving her a jacket. But also, in Gen 3 Monster High, Toralei is a late bloomer when it comes to getting her human form, but Claudine can transform whenever she wants because of the Moonclaw. I gave Toralei these sunglasses that I imagine she really likes because they're the same color as her eyes, but she can't wear them properly with her kitty ears, so it would be nice to see them on Claudine in the human world after they become friends. Humans aren't nocturnal like Monster Society is either, so she has even more of a reason to wear them. There's a lot I like about this design, but my favorite part absolutely has to be her industrial piercings. I felt so big-brained when I put them up there at the top of her kitty ears. I think it's fun how many pointy things are on her at once, and it feels right for a cat that seems so quick to bring out her claws. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like what they did with Toralei, or did you like her better as a more bratty cat? And what do you think of her pairing with Claudine? Thank you so much for watching and listening to me blabber about cat genetics. I like to pretend they matter in media since Warriors basically completely ignored them most of the time. Remember to check out my card if you're interested in the stuff I mentioned at the start of the video, and to like and subscribe, of course. And with that, I'll see you next time. We're gonna get back into the Winx stuff. Bye! Shout out to the person who's been requesting a Toralei redesign for months, by the way. I hope you like it in particular.